All right, so welcome to What to Expect for 2026. It's kind of a big year. So we're so glad that you guys are here. In part, excuse me, in part we're excited because we get to actually have this conversation. But also one of the intentions of gathering together and doing this with you is to ground and root in light and love, just to kind of help ourselves and help the planet. So we appreciate you guys being here and helping with that. How this event is set up, I'm going to share with you the painting. Obviously, here's the painting. Here's the print down there so you guys can see it. If you need to see it up close, feel free to grab a print as I'm talking so you can see the details if you'd like. We're going to talk about the painting and what kind of happened in that regard. What Spirit was saying to me as I channeled it. But then, and then we're going to channel the Council of Light at the end and bring in current information in this present moment of now and see what kind of comes in. So it'll kind of be a little bit of an adventure.
So being that we are anchoring into self, to source, to all that is, we do want to honor this beautiful moment now. And we want to anchor in with self. Maybe there's nothing wrong with that. Okay. So I'm going to invite you to get comfortable. I invite you to uncross any crossings if that feels right for you, because sometimes it's comfortable to cross. I totally respect that, totally get that. And I'm going to invite you to close your eyes. I like closing my eyes, obviously, because I can see better with my eyes closed. So I have this glaring light in my eyeballs right now. I'm going to honor that so I can let it go. And I'm going to just invite you to notice your breath and slow down that breath. So just intentfully noticing how you feel, what you notice in yourself, and releasing any tension, obviously. We want to let go of any resistance within us. We want to let go of any doubt, any frustration, just anything that even isn't ours, right? We are human beings living in this reality now, so we know what that is. And I'm going to invite you to do a body scan. And I'm not necessarily going to walk you through that because I want you to just honor your own beautiful self, starting with the top of your head or the bottoms of your feet. Whatever feels right for you is perfect. So just releasing, scanning through your beautiful vessel, releasing any tension, any stress, again, any doubt, insecurity, any unworthiness, any shame, any guilt. Just honoring that, right? You can feel those things sometimes in your stomach and you just release and let go. Or maybe you can feel them in your bottom. You're just noticing, you're releasing and surrendering to the moment as that breath moves in and out of your beautiful self. I'm going to invite you to breathe in through your nose as slowly as is comfortable as you're doing this body scan. So I'm having you do multiple things at one time today. And then holding your breath for as long as is comfortable. And again, releasing out through the nose as slowly as is comfortable. So in this, we are honoring the body and the nervous system. We're allowing ourselves to become fully present, noticing any thoughts that arise and just letting them go. I like to imagine that they're floating on by like a river. Just like, oh, that's interesting. I might go shopping later. Okay. We're going to let all that go. We're going to honor all that has brought us to now. This year, these months to come, as we wrap up all that has brought us to this now, we release karma, drama, trauma, toxicity. We just let go of any density and allow ourselves to move into the light. And that has everything to do with becoming fully present in your now, every moment of every day. I'd like to honor and thank all of our beautiful, loving guides and angels that are always here helping us. I'd like to honor and thank all of our ancestors that have come before us, that will come after, even those other yous of you, different timelines. I'd like to honor and thank all of the helpers that are here now and helping us make this shift into abundance and light and peace. I'd like to honor and thank you for helping us see what it is that we need to see, hear what it is that we need to hear, do what it is that we need to do, say what it is that we need to say, and feel what it is that we need to feel for our highest and greatest good. This day, this moment, and every moment. Thank you for helping us become one with who we really are. Thank you for helping us remember and practice and be into the oneness. With your love and with your light, I would like to give permission, intention, that these energies, that these spaces that we meet in now, or if you meet up later and watching the video or listening later, we give permission for the energy to shift a little bit, to upgrade beyond what the collective allows for. With pure intent and love and power, we give permission to move beyond what we think we know. Thank you for shifting the energetic system and structure of our spaces and places in physical form, but in all dimensions of our beautiful being. Thank you for helping us understand these concepts that in some ways are beyond what we collectively understand thus far. Thank you for helping us hold more light, more love. And there we go. Now we've got an energetic system. It's a little bit upgraded. That word really doesn't work. And in doing so, I'm going to invite you to imagine whatever color comes to you now. It's perfect. And taking that color, I invite you to imagine that it's pouring down from the top of your head, down your third eye, to your throat, down your shoulders and your arms, your fingers, down your chest, your back, to your stomach, your intestines, down your hips, your thighs, your knees, your shins, your ankles, your toes, all the way down back into the earth. And in giving this flow of light and energy and color to the earth, a color arises from the earth as a gift. It could be the same color, it could be a different color. It doesn't matter, you can't get it wrong. And allowing this energetic system, this beautiful color to arise from the bottoms of your feet, of your ankles and your shins and your knees and your thighs, all the way up, keep coming. Even your fingers, your ankles, your wrists, I meant. Keep coming up to your chest, to your back, your neck, your head, and above. And as these two colors, these two energetic systems meet up, I invite you to notice your beautiful being. And again, noticing any tension, any stress, any doubt, whatever is within you, and just surrender into that now. And allow these energies to help you with intention, with love. You may see or feel within yourself, I release everything and anything that no longer serves me. I release old hurts and forgive everyone involved, including myself, and set myself free. I honor this human experience and allow myself to move beyond it, to remember who I really am, to allow each and every cell of this vessel to upgrade, to regenerate to youth. And I release the density, the forgetting, the darkness, the uncertainty, the unknowing. And I allow myself to feel into the confidence that I am, the love that I am, the peace that I am, the abundance that I am, the loving being that I am, the receiver that I am, the giver that I am. Or just a surrendering and allowing. And in this, I am guided to remind all of you of your superpowers, your gifts, your masteries. They are here, and if you so choose now, they may be revealed, upgraded, integrated with, whatever words you want to use. The language is a little bit limiting. We have help here today, of course, as we do every day. And these gifts of yours would like to get online. They would love to be a part of your experience, your expression in this human form now. And some of these gifts and these talents required the new frequency shift of this planet, which has just begun now. So these abilities couldn't have been used before, or could have been used in a limited way. So with your permission, your intention, you do not need to know what they are. You can just say yes. There we go. And now there is one more angelic realm that would like to step forward and help. And what they bring today feels like the energy of peace, of acceptance. It definitely feels like love. It is an honoring of the human experience and what it takes to be here in this now. It is a forgiveness of all mistakes and learnings that we've taken part in. It is an acceptance and a peace of all that is, so that we may let go of the dramas, the addictions to the humanness that are not really real. They come in and just help magically to remove any tension, any stress, any dis-ease in your bodies and in your lives. So here I invite you to bring in any concerns, any opportunities you're having now to grow. Bring them forward in this energy. And they will be balanced or healed, reconciled within you and your lives. And my dear friends, I do invite you to receive. This is a receiving experience. Receive this goodness, receive the miracles, receive the goodness, the healing, the balancing. For yourself, selfishly, please I beg you to be selfish now. There's truly no such thing if you're pure of heart and choosing love. So we're going to open ourselves in such a way that we receive even more than we thought we could. And maybe you notice that in this receiving, we effortlessly, intuitively start giving, because that's who we really are, to ourselves, to each other. And you allow yourself to expand, become fuller and bigger. Feel yourself now. You're bigger than this street. There you go. Very nice. And our last experience in this moment will be to take this love, this acceptance, this receiving, and choose peace and abundance and love for everyone on this planet. Everyone in this universe. Everyone in all universes. Thank you for helping bring to balance all dis-ease, all wars, all misunderstandings, all pains, all discomforts, uncertainties. Okay, they would like me to remind you that we will have a lot of help for the time that we are together. For together we do open the portal. We make these energies possible together. So there will be more experiences like this for the remainder of the evening and beyond. And it is with our intention and our love and our hearts that we do this. So thank you for being here. We're going to keep this wide open as we bring our awareness a little bit more to physical form, as we anchor this all in to the bottoms of our feet, to our root chakras, our sacral, our power, beautiful heart space, to our voices, what we see, and our crown. There we go. Come on back. Well, don't come on back. Stay there and stay here. Bridge the two. Yeah, open your eyes.
No, it's nice. We just should stay there because that's really what's important, right? That's the only thing that matters. It's balance. So thank you for that. So now I'm going to throw a bunch of information at you. No. It's really, what?
Yeah, right?
I mean, yes and no. In some ways, we have to do that so we're in alignment so you can hear what it is that is being said without being said. Because language is so limited. Especially the English language. I have found that different languages can access different frequencies, right? And the English language is really boxy. Weirdly so. Anyways, just as a note. Yeah. So we really can't start talking about 2026. Partly because we have to start off with where we came from. And where we came from was the year 2025. And, that is a solar cycle, right? And that's what we follow. And I feel like, this is just my opinion, but I feel like the lunar cycle is a little bit more accurate. And I'm just saying that as an awareness this year, because we're still in the year of the snake, right? And the Chinese New Year is a lunar cycle. And I can still feel that. Like we're still in it. We're not in 2026, like whatever, 2026. The lunar cycle doesn't start until February 17th this year. And so it's not here yet, not the fire horse, not yet. And you can tell it doesn't feel like it. It feels like a real big ending right now, still. And so there's almost like this language barrier between that, right? Because we're English. So this Eastern versus Western, so that's partly why it's like congruent, like it's not in harmony. And so we're like wondering why don't we feel this reprieve yet? And it makes sense because the year of the fire horse hasn't started yet, right? And I know that you know this, but it's like, I feel like that's part of it. So there's this disharmony with these parts, and we're trying to understand why this feels in alignment and this doesn't feel in alignment. And it's like having, English and metric and, universe. It's like that. It's like they're just not fitting. So I just naming that to tame it. But I do want to just kind of bring up this painting. This is last year's painting, and I don't have it online, so I'm going to do my best to kind of show you guys. This is last year's painting, 2025, right? And so I just want to kind of start here because this is what we're ending. And we already went over this, but there's an opening. There's a timeline convergence, all this language around that. But really, it's this opening within us and this access to multidimensionality that we now have access to. And so this last year has been a lot about the year of the snake, is about purging. It is about purging, but as we're purging and, getting rid of those snake skins and, accessing our fire, right? Snakes is about fire and your kundalini, and the kundalini is all about getting your lower 3 chakras in alignment. And that's your Akash, feeling safe. That's knowing who you are, what you like. That's your sacral, right? And allowing yourself to align your identity with that of your heart space. That's not an easy thing. And you're doing that through all of your lives if you're conscious and you have an awareness. So you're healing all 3 of those layers. And that's what happens when you do that. You start opening up an awareness of your own multidimensionality. And that's what this is. And that's why there's so much light language, and there's the rainbow, and the light language is dimensional. So it's really showing you that this is also why like the planning no longer works. This linear way of thinking or being is just no longer fitting, right? We no longer can function in these systems where we have to compartmentalize, where we have to minimize or make small, right? In human terms, that would mean, we can no longer avoid our emotions. We can no longer avoid our subconscious. So this last year, the year of the snake, and this is about, following your joy, pandas, right? Tapping into following your own path. Like this is where we're starting in a linear way, but then we end up going into this no thing, into this, we've never been here before. As humanity on this planet, we've never been here before. And so we have to be very careful about the meaning making as we're heading into 2026, because our Akashas are full of war, even galactically. And when we go into the no thing, when we enter into the space that we've never been before, our subconscious, if it goes unchecked, will do nothing but repeat the patterns that it knows. And we all know trauma. And let's just not repeat those trauma patterns. Right. Ground in light and love. So that's where we come from. And where we're headed is the year of the fire horse, which is this painting that you guys see. It's here, it's there. And this is called Crossing the Threshold. Done. We're done here. Yeah. Simple. Crossing the threshold. We're at the end of the year of the snake, and I really feel like we have to talk a little bit about that. That's this month's painting, The Clearing, and it's called The Clearing, right? It's preparing us for the year of the fire horse.
So just for human sake to articulate that things are zapping away, right? You can see the electricity of that with the fire, right? And you can just imagine kind of what happens with something that's zapped in water, right? That's kind of the energy of like, you can't escape this. It's taking place. I think Wendy said it well. I don't remember when you said it, but you said that, you know, some of the energies are like sneaking up on you, and it's really because of this energy of like, no, it's zapping away. So if you don't need to chase anything, you don't need to worry about anything, because your shit's coming up to help you. And it isn't one of the most comfortable ones. I have to agree with you for sure. And this is so worth it, right? Because you can feel this threshold. You can feel how, wait, but I'm feeling this essence, this vibe of something really, really good. And it's definitely here. And not that, again, we want to be mindful of the meaning making, like nothing is good or bad. So we are really being confronted of like, this isn't good or bad. What are you choosing? And I've been feeling like we've been calling this one out within ourselves, within spirit for years of like, no, what are you creating? What is your intention? What is the meaning making of all of this? And I'm going to say that another way for the sake of just having fun, because it's so much fun. What if only good was happening to you every moment of every day? What if you Pollyannaed it? You remember that movie? Oh my God, I love that movie as a kid. Like, I just thought she was like the coolest. I'm like, I want to be her, right? She just saw the goodness, right? And she had her moment, right? Where she like hit rock bottom, like we all do. But imagine like what happens. You move mountains. If you can say only good is happening to me, and oh my God, here's this thing, and it's so fantastic. Let's go see what magic's going to come out of this one. The more that we do that, we have the tools now. We have the energetic system to set us up. Heaven on earth.
And everybody's journey to that space is different, and it's meant to be. We're not all meant to be Pollyannas, but that can take the form of whatever it is that you need it to, right? It's really about taking responsibility that you're the creator of your reality. That's the Pollyanna. Brenda wants it to be, you know.
I love each other.
Yeah, she's allowed. I mean, the thing is, it would be beautiful if we all had that. I'm just, you know, whatever. I'm just saying, like, everybody has their own version of that, right? And it's just the point that speaking is creating. And it's not just speaking externally. We all know this if you follow, you know, law of attraction, all that stuff. It's not just speaking, though, it's thinking. And those contribute to your frequency, and your frequency is what attracts what comes at you and all the stuff. And if you have unresolved stuff in your subconscious, it's being attracted right now. Partly that's why everyone's experiencing like time happening so much faster, because things are happening. It's not like this before. It would be like, oh, you'd have one thing come at you and you have all this time to process it and look around it and like, you know, and now it's like, bam, oh, bam, oh, bam. Mm-hmm. Right? Not that that's a bad thing. It's just we're experiencing things so quickly because it's like catalyst. We're catalyzing, like catalyzing it. Right? Catapulting. It's a different word. Yeah. But this month, this is how we access the fire, right? This is how we're accessing the fire. This is the lava. This is the fire. This is the fire of the fire horse. It's getting us ready to move into the 2026. And for those of you that are listening or watching, I just really want to be mindful that you're leading the way. Your way showing. You have an awareness that you do even create your reality, and you're all at different places on your journey. We're on different places in our journey. It's the relationship in your journey with yourself, right? And the connection with the divinity within, the light within. And wherever you're at, you have an awareness. And so I'm partly saying you're figuring out how to do this now, because what's going to happen in 2026 and 2027, it's going to get a little rough out there for people that haven't begun this, because this is really the only game in town for the souls on earth, is integrating your shadow, understanding, having emotional intelligence, mental health. And that's probably why we love this community so much, because you're like, oh my goodness, finally I can other people speaking my language, other people aware that we have different realities and there's different things and we're mirrors. And so 2026, year of the fire horse. February 17th. February 20th, Saturn and Neptune conjunct at 0 degrees Aries. It is the ending and beginning of a 36-year cycle. And to me, and it's like 330 years. It's like one lens is 36, another year is a 330-year cycle. Begins and ends. Same within days of the year of the fire horse. And I want to speak of it because I feel like it's profound. And I wrote down words. So Saturn governs structure, boundaries, accountability, institutions, and what's real and sustainable. Neptune governs ideals, spirituality, imagination, dissolution, compassion. So kind of like what's imagined, transcendency, right? When they meet, the collective is forced to confront a core question. What ideals can actually be made real, and which ones must dissolve? So it exposes, typically, disillusionment with systems, leaders, narratives, the collapse of false structures built on fantasy or fear or denial, and the necessity to give form to spiritual, ethical, and humanitarian values rather than merely believing in them. So, that sounds cool.
Did you say the 20th?
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to talk about that in humanness, okay? Because the same thing is happening inside of you. So, for example, I sit here and I be being of love and light, right? Of peace, of acceptance, of all the things. And if there's anything within me that is not in alignment with that, like resentment or shame, then I'm going to be confronted with it. That's the purpose. Right? There's been a lot in the last couple of years, and I feel like it's really catapulted us forward here now into, you cannot fake this. Even in the spiritual community, we have seen a lot of imbalance, dis-ease. The calling out of, you cannot talk this talk without walking the walk. And I don't really know that in the spiritual community that we're doing a very good job of that yet. And I would argue that that's one of the things systematically that is going to be called out this year. I love the talk that you're giving. Are you walking the walk? And again, no judgment of self. This is why we've been talking about what we've been talking about for a decade. What are your parts? What's going on inside of you? What's going on inside of your body? How do you feel? What do you feed yourself? Like all the things of your beautiful parts. Because this is culminating, this is here now. And it's moving very quickly, like Wendy said. And then we have astrological support from the universe. is universes. They're very clear about you need to start speaking of the universes that are all around us, which I love. Like, I didn't even really know that I'd be having that conversation. Like, okay. I'm like, that explains a lot though, because you feel out there, you're like, this stuff is weird. You're like, yeah.
I feel like what's important to add to that is, you talk about spiritual leaders or people in general. There is no judgment. What that really looks like is a humbleness or compassion piece, and honestly, an awareness of shadow, meaning understanding that darkness is just as valued as light, meaning me moving through resentment or me moving through shame is okay. And it doesn't mean that I'm imperfect, but having the knowing and the wisdom of that, and knowing that these parts of us were needed or necessary to get to the light and the frequency that we are today. So it's a love of that. It's not a denial. And before, it's like, look at how peaceful I am, or look at how the journey to peace is usually a very rough road.
Gotta get there before you can put the sword back out, though. But you have to, if necessary. When necessary.
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay. That's fun, right?
Yeah.
Yes, it's fun. Okay. All right, so there's a lot. I mean, it's the whole year. So this paint, we're not going to go over that's why it's like follow along with me as I create each painting each month, because, each month is going to unfold. But ultimately what this painting does hold as a frequency is a coherence. It's an embodiment of where we're headed. It's really not a linear painting. It is the embodied self. All parts of this painting are happening simultaneous. And so I'm going to try to express what it holds. But I encourage you to just feel it on its own, because that has an intelligence that is far beyond the words in my mouth. This year, it's not about like activation, like that portal in the center there, that structure, that almost like sacred geometry structure. I feel like in old ways, we would say that that's activation. That's activating. That's a portal. That's activation. And at this point, they're saying that that's not what it is. It's coherence. It's this, these beings aren't being fed this light, right? They're participating in it. That's a very different way of being. This painting embodies that it's the end of external anything. It's the end of external saviors. It's the ending of bypassing, of using substances, of using systems or any authorities to regulate our state. It's internal coherence. It's not about external stimulation. It's not the lights coming at us and we're receiving it. We are it. You see the difference? Dimensionally, it's a huge shift. It's a paradigm shift. And we've been talking about this paradigm shift for years. And that means a lot of things. Having all of these whales here, it's about not having fragmented intelligence. And when I mean intelligence, I mean emotional intelligence versus body intelligence versus spiritual intelligence or intuitive intelligence. Or even, did I miss one? Physical, mental, emotional, spiritual. it's not fragmented, meaning we're all, and we've been practicing this, right? We've been practicing like with somatic breath work and understanding the emotional component of disease in the body and understanding the impact of our thoughts. And we get better at this every day. It's not about perfection. It's this beautiful dance, weaving. It's about, so this, like the whales are like planetary memory, emotional intelligence. The horses are instinct and forward momentum. And the human field here is like conscious choice. So you need all of those things. So intelligence is no longer hierarchical, meaning one has more importance or value over the other. They all have equal value. What does that mean? That means within us, but then also externally. We all have intrinsic value, where we are on our path, and understanding that. So it's like convergence. It's like not having split consciousness. The horses, well, before I move the horses, I want to talk about the whales one more time. And I'll have a video on this, or I'll explain this further, but this is a mechanism. It's spinning in very specific directions, and it has 2 openings, and there's 8 whales altogether. And so in some ways, they're almost showing me the actual mechanics of some kind of portal, and I'll share all of the details of that later. But I do want to emphasize the 2 openings, right? There's 2 openings. So there's 2 no-thing spaces. And the building blocks of those spaces, whether it's an entrance or an exit, is your lower 3 chakras. So it's no longer about bypassing the human experience and trying to enter into these higher dimensional planes through meditation or transcendental drugs or dance or whatever. It's about embodying and accessing it here within the body, here and now. It's funny because that automatically makes me think of, so many people are like that, oh my God, when I was high, I saw your painting. I saw this Asphod's painting when I was high. They're like, man, were you just like blasted? It's online, and stuff. And I'm like, nope. But that's what it reminds me of, right? And there's no shame in that, because some people do need that help sometimes. I don't want to judge people's journey in accessing whatever. It's just, you don't need it now. It's time to embody it, right? You want to add anything? No? Okay.
In a human way, like all of the elements are around self, right? So said another way, it would be about belonging to self. So I belong to self. I look within for the expertise, right? So we're breaking down some of these systems that are based on power and control, but we're also breaking down those systems within ourselves. Where might you force instead of surrender? Right? Where might you be rigid instead of flowing? It's the same thing in an interpersonal way. In our humanness, it is scary to let go or to move beyond our parents. Move out. We're on our own. And we've designed this reality in such a way that, well, when you move out from the parents, well, there's plenty of other systems and structures that you go along with, your new parents. Some of your new parents are money. And that is one of the things that's breaking down too. What does it mean? What value does it have? Are you allowed to have it? Right? So those systems within self of the shoulding and the coulding, right? Like we've had our forerunners come and help us break some of these things down. And it's going to be even more than that because we don't know what we don't know. So staying open and flexible and being curious and using your creativity. And I think that's one that you just didn't say, was the mastery of the creative self. The mastery of the creative self is effortlessly moving into that you don't know. You just imagine it so. And it's fun. It is fun. Imagine that we all sit around and love each other all day, every day, even in our conflict and our messiness, right? That's my Pollyanna fantasy. And I love it, and I'm not giving it up for anybody.
And I do feel like that creativity piece is almost like an element that you don't achieve until you balance your lower 3 chakras or whatever, you're in alignment or whatever, meaning, are you safe to be who you are, right? That's the root. And then the sacral is like, do you know who you are? Do you know what you like? Do you know what you don't like? And then do you create a reality and identity where you're allowed to be free to express that always? And I feel like self-mastery is when you are able to do that and be that everywhere. Not just in the safe space in your basement. Right?
Stuff's fine on me.
Yeah. So the horses in the painting represent this idea of moving from trauma imprinting into somatic sovereignty.
Again.
So clouds are kind of like nervous system discharge. Fires, life force no longer suppressed. And this forward motion without violence. So it's regulated power. There's no urgency. It's just movement, flow, like what Brenda was talking about. It's not about explosive or domineering, having power. It's just steady, it's available, it's embodied. This is post-trauma trajectory. So regulated nervous system. What does that really look like? But that's what we've been doing all this work for. And this nervous system regulation completely impacts the Earth's nervous system. The Earth has its own nervous system. And the beauty of it is, and we've always said, as we awaken, the Earth's awakening, right? And y'all are experiencing different aspects of this Earth awakening. And yet it's like the Earth is withdrawing consent from dysregulated systems based in fear. The Earth is, our conscious collective is, which also means you are. And that is so personal to everybody, what that means. Withdrawing consent. And that naturally happens when you regulate your nervous system. Do you want to talk about that? Or you just put a video, we just put a video online about that from Brenda on how to regulate the nervous system. Follow us online.
And recognizing that the effortlessness, right? When you're in that security of those lower 3 chakras, it's effortless to say, whoa, what's that? No thanks. Right? It's when we're enmeshed or codependent or unsafe within our own selves, we don't feel safe or we don't know self and we don't feel confident, then we can get pushed, swayed, enmeshed, sucked in, spit out. Right? So what does it mean for you to just, be centered? Honor self, to belong to yourself. I like putting it that way. That's why I've been putting it in the last couple of weeks. You're going to belong to yourself. That means you're responsible for keeping yourself safe. You're responsible for helping yourself feel more loved every day, helping yourself feel confident and accepted and approved of. You're the one responsible. Yay, you can do it.
And that also means like this year, as these systems are shifting and you're doing that, right? And things are dissolving away or shifting, you could have the perspective that destruction is happening, or it might seem like that, especially on TV and the news, where things are breaking down, systems is chaos, and even in your own life. But it always brings me to like what healing looks like under the microscope. What cells actually look like when you're actually healing. It actually begins to look worse right before you heal. It's like the worst right before you heal. Like on a cellular level. Now we know that in our wisdom, like as a mother, like you know that you're like, nope, it's here, it's peaking, but now he's going to be fine in 2 days. Okay, he's going to be good, right? We know the flow of, let's say, the flu or a fever or whatever. It's the same thing with these systems, and so we're partly letting you know, 2026, people are going to be afraid. They're going to be like, nope, his fever's peaking, he's going to die. Right? Or whatever. There's going to be a lot of fear because people don't know what's happening. And so we root in love and trust. Our bodies know how to heal. Our bodies know how to process emotions. Our bodies know how to evolve. The earth knows how to evolve. So the meaning making of what's about to happen is going to be extremely important. Not just what's happening in your own life, but even collectively what's happening out there. And so, creating a practice where your nervous system is regulated, and that's where they're saying, just focus on you. Regulate your nervous system. It's connected to the earth. And as more of us are regulating a nervous system and choosing love, even though your child might be spiking a fever, trusting the process that the body's intelligence, even the collective intelligence, knows what it's doing. And that doesn't mean overriding your own intuition and feeling called to step in, or I'm going to get him a washcloth. I mean, that's the metaphor, right? You guys get it. Like, I need to do something. I'm going to get him a washcloth. I'm going to put him in a bath, or I'm going to get ice, or I'm going to pray, or I'm going to give him Reiki, or I'm going to, sing to him, whatever. I'm not saying just be fine with it. Do what you got to do, trusting, doing all your parts, following your own rhythm and your own map. And that's going to look different for everybody. That's this year. So take that, what it means.
So how that energy is coming through to me is around this separateness. Like this year we begin to see two different realities, and Spirit's really broken that down for me in that what you feed is going to grow. There are going to be those that are having a totally different reality this year. Well, it's going to be visible. And I'm really excited about having this talk around it because I feel like that will help set us free to not worry, to just let it go. And to be mindful that, like Spirit, the way that they were showing me too, is these waves of uncertainty or these waves of shame in the collective. We have done things with power and control that were not okay. And we're going to partly be confronted with the energies of that. And we're going to see it in physical form because, of course, whatever is inside of us, even in the big picture, we're going to see in our reality. So moving through that in the same ways that we've all been talking about, acceptance, forgiveness, love, choosing the light, the more that we can anchor into our reality, the more that wave will just catapult us. I keep stealing that word, keep catapulting us forward. That's what the wave is meant to do right now in this era of time that we're in this universe. The wave comes and pushes you. Let it push you. If you get pummeled by it, own it. Let it pummel you. You got it. It means you have stuff inside that you need to show up for. What you intentfully feed is going to grow. That's part of the energies for this year. That's part of the fire. You feed something, and let me be very mindful, whatever you give your attention to, whatever you give your thoughts to, whatever you give your worry to, no matter who you are, it's not even about the enlightened ones it doesn't matter. Everyone's shit's going to grow this year. It's fertile. Okay, fine. There's things to be afraid of. Here you go. And they will literally experience things to be afraid of. That's not really fun. So we're going to love them through it, okay? We're going to love ourselves through it. Even if we unintentionally manifest or create something like that, it's okay. Because the bigger it is, the more obvious it is, right? We are going to pull out our swords of truth and we're going to say, wait, is that a truth that works for me? If it doesn't feel good, please stop doing it. If going along with an idea, a belief system, an energy, a vibe doesn't feel good, please stop doing it. You have lots of help this year to feed the opposite. Be like, oh, that was mine. I'm letting that go, and I'm gonna choose love. And yeah, you're gonna meet up with all the things. I don't know, oh, it's so scary. And you're gonna say, I don't know how to do this. I thank you for help. And who you're asking for help himself too. But it's gonna grow this year. Like they were very all the things are in alignment, so it's going to start moving. What are you going to move? What are you going to grow? What are you planting? Don't worry, you'll be able to see it very clearly. Even in the miracles, right? Because in the form of being ahead of that wave, the magic is here. It is here. You can be open. I don't know about you, but I say that every day now. I'm like, thank you for the magic. I'm so excited it's back. I love experiencing it every day. Thank you for the magic. The synchronicities and the abundance and the acceptance and the love. Thank you for the magic. I don't know if that's my keyword or not. I'm sure there's a better word somewhere.
I like it, right? Yeah.
Good word.
Mm-hmm. It's magic.
Well, the painting's magical, right? It's like there's just this magic everywhere.
And I feel like it's almost like the whales are like a pinwheel, and the fire horse is almost like the wind that's moving it. So, or is it the pinwheel that's kind of helping move the horses, right? It's like, right.
I love the horses.
So it's just, yeah.
Looks like the guild from Carol.
Yeah.
But the fire itself, again, is this yellow, red, and orange coloring, which is self-mastery, which is knowing thyself. And that's partly why this is like the fire year and the purpose. You're going to know your purpose, and it's going to like really become obvious. Yet, I just feel like maybe not everyone's journey is the same. Of course not. Yet, to discover that fire, we want to just talk about like romanticize it, like the passion. And the passion and honestly the attractiveness of your own fire, whatever your purpose is, right? Like, I'm going to be a TED Talk speaker, I'm going to change the world, or I'm going to whatever, right? And we like that. Whatever that is, I'm going to be an author, best-selling author. And you're allowed to have, and you literally can be and do anything now, truly. There's nothing stopping you. It's just your belief systems. Like, there's enough to go around. I always feel like it's like a sword. It's like, to capture that, I always want to it takes such raw honesty. Because remember, part of this is about dissolving systems that are based in fear. So if it's ego, or if it's not going to work. It's not going to be sustainable. It's partly like this reality won't even allow for it anymore. And so it takes raw honesty, which is humbleness, which is like, no, really, who are you? What do you want to do? Why do you want to do it? Because you're doing that because you're finally heard because your parents never listened to you. You see what I'm saying? You got to look at the shadow. It's such an important part. And the thing, the beauty of this year is it's going to happen so quick. Your shadow, those things of like, are just going to, and I'm bringing it up because it's like a beautiful process. And part of the fire, part of the beauty of the fire is the darkness. Like part of the like really enjoying a bonfire is that you're on the, you know, at nighttime on the beach. And we don't talk about the night sky or the darkness that's surrounding the fire. It's not as enjoyable as like in the bright day. You're like, I have fun. At nighttime.
But the comfort of that, of the unknown, and yet it is still the unknown, the uncertainty, right? There will be those. So how are you going to reconcile? In fact, I would invite you to ask yourself now, get ready for what's coming at us. How do you feel about all of this uncertainty coming at us? It can be like the night sky on the beach and the cocoon of that darkness, like that comforts me, right? It can also be you're all alone in the middle of the woods and you don't know what the fuck those sounds are and you're freaking out.
And you have one match.
Yeah. Right? I mean, we're just like,
And it just rained.
Right. And you're cold and you're miserable and you can't even, who knows, right? There is truth in that. So then what do? What's your plan? Because the quicker you can anchor into what are your truths, right? I demand love, I demand peace, I'm going to anchor in. And however many times I have to practice that every day, then that's what I'm going to do. And it is so new and different. And I'm noticing that I have to practice that more than I did a minute ago. And so be it. It is what it is. It is a ton of change. We're still in an era of change that's not going away anytime soon. It really isn't.
And the crazy part about it is that process, the process that we're talking about, right? Which is aligning all your chakras, doing all the things, creating the practice. What Spirit is saying is that you no longer need fire outside of you. You don't need the match. You don't need the bonfire. Fire's within you, right? So the light is within you. Because truly, like self-mastery, if you want to take that in a real practical, real way, is that a master, right? And you've seen people that can master their bodies and their minds. They can sit outside in 20 below, with no clothes on, and regulate their temperature to where their body doesn't respond negatively, right? Or the polar plunge, or walking on fire, coal. It's that idea, but like fully embodied to where no matter what the storm is, you're at the eye of it. So somebody could be threatening your life. And I just did a little video on this. Somebody could be threatening your life and you're okay because you know it's all good. And we might be far away from that if somebody showed a gun on us. But ideally, it is about that kind of self-mastery where even death cannot stop the light that we are. And knowing that. You know, they talk about Native Americans, there would be Indians that had such personal power. They would be sitting on their horses. And, you know, white men would come and be there with their guns, and they would throw down their arms and walk away. And they wouldn't even have to say a word because their self-mastery, their powerful presence alone made them want to change instantly. Could you imagine? It's something that right? They would talk about that. There's, you know, records of that, so. Okay.
Take a break or you want
What time is it?
7:40?
Want to take a break?
Oh, I was just
You guys want to take a break? We're almost done. We're almost done with this painting. Then we'll. Oh, yeah. It's too good. The idea of no authority besides self-authority. Now we can intellectually be like, I totally get that. Do we? That means no one other than you. And if you think that you're unworthy, or that how you feel, or what you think, or what you get what I mean? Where I'm going. This idea of self-authority, like there's no authority, and this even means other sentient beings. This even means, right, there's nobody above us, guys. We are within. So it's shifting our relationship. We're going to get better at this every day, right? We are. We're going to practice this because we're so groomed from this helpless state of being a child into a system of functioning where it's automatically hierarchical because there's a power differential, right? Where we look up. I'm sure there are already parents out there that are creating systems where they can create more of a unified power system, but I didn't experience that. So it's almost about witness consciousness instead of like authority consciousness. And I feel like that is a beautiful thing because it's like everyone's witnessing each other. And so it even gives us this idea with our solar plexus of being curious and witnessing others, having different experiences or different consciousness levels or different awareness levels, or it's just witnessing and being curious about that. That's a theme and a tool that we can all use moving forward this year. And so that's implying things, but you get what we're laying down. Yeah? Did you mean to take a break? Did you want to? Or you
Yeah,
need to
but
take a
no, we
break?
can finish.
The light in the center of the thing is white, and it is the heart. And it's the heart, but it's white. So in this way, it's like stabilized. It's all spectrum of color. So it's neutral. So it's not going out, it's not going in, it's just. And what that is like, it's compassion without collapse. It's about having compassion without self-abandonment, right? It's giving without self-abandonment, right? It's presence without saviorism, right? Love without enmeshment. So that's like boundaries. So it's not one or the other, it's all. Okay. Just timeline compression, Brenda talked about that. And the sacred return of instinct. So just really allowing ourselves to let go and kind of move into this beautiful embodiment of like wildness. But it's not just wild. These are not wild horses. They are partly wild. It's about returning to wildness if that's about harmony for you, right? But it's not going all the way to the other extreme of just complete wildness, right? It's this beautiful balance of both. So it's bringing back, the dark goddess. It's about bringing back our wild nature. Not having to say you're sorry for being big and bold and boisterous.
You want to talk about the ascension, the being?
Well, that's what the figure is. It's like, it's the embodiment of self. It's increasing your consciousness. All the chakras are there. It's other sentient beings. That's what that figure is, right? And then, so it's this embodiment of all of this. The tree represents timelines. The tree represents, it's like the earth's symbol of everything is perfect. Like trust this process. And the 4 tentacles is this abundance coming up from the ground, but it's this energy or frequency that's being emitted from the Earth's nervous system. We talked even last year, even 2 years ago, how for those of us that are sensitive, we got to get outside. The Earth itself will stabilize your field. Take your shoes off, hug a tree, get outside. It's going to naturally help you and it's going to know what to do. So just
Sun, hearing the sun.
Yeah, the sun too, for sure.
So I guess the last word, what did I write down? In one, so this marks the end of external regulation, spiritual outsourcing, trauma-based identities, fragmented intelligence, and it's the beginning of somatic sovereignty, coherent nervous systems, planetary human symmetry, presence is power. So 2026 marks the year humanity stops asking to be saved and starts learning how to stay.
That's cool. Yeah.
It's powerful.
Mhm.
And it's going to be a little messy. It is. But that's the beauty of it. It all has purpose. Right?
Why is that one tentacle connected to the white coming out of by the whales?
Yeah, I feel like it's kind of showing us its connection. It's showing you like one's almost connected to the horses, one's connected to the light of the symbol, one's kind of connected to the tree, kind of going up, and then one's connected into something within the future that we can't see yet.
Mhm.
So it's kind of showing you, it's almost like the integration of those parts, but also as above, so below, right?
Yeah.
As we do it, it helps regulate the earth and vice versa. It's like a symbiotic relationship and you can't separate it. This ending of like projecting authority, right? We talked about that. I guess we did talk about that, didn't we?
They kind of must be named just
It's just, it's about, I think that might be a hard one for us.
Grace.
It's like, even when we talk about celestial beings, like the Pleiadians or the Arcturians, or even God or whoever, whatever, Ganesh, right, Buddha, it's outside of us. And not just like outside of us, it's up and outside of us. But even this idea of extending, that's an authority, that's extending an authority. Like they know they're closer to the light. They're more knowing and they have more wisdom. And not to say that we don't each have our own place within the tribe, meaning we can't learn from each other. But ultimately you're your own authority. And we have to stop this so we can go within and know our own authority. So we know our place in the tribe. Right now, what we're doing is being like, hey, do you know what my place in the tribe is? Do you know what my purpose is? Do you see the difference? Instead of somebody knowing their place. And that's what you can't fake that. And we don't want to do that. We want somebody to tell us what we're here to do. Or even if it's let's say you might know and you're like, let's say it's writing a book. We still then look outside of ourselves and be like, hey, what do you think about me writing a book? Right?
Validation. Validation.
And that's like the personal part. That's the part that we're calling you out. Yeah. But we do that everywhere with everything. That's the really obvious thing. But the other thing is about waiting for somebody else to change or waiting for somebody else to change, waiting for the system to change instead of being the change. That's the other shift of authority. That's the shift of authority. And this is where if you have to know thyself to even know where to do, what to go, because if we do go within, you're going to know that, no, I really feel like I want to go to that pit, what is this? I'm playing charades. I'm carrying a sign.
Or, or
Yeah, like I'm speaking protest.
Oh,
You win. I knew the word, but we just played a little impromptu like game of charades. The next word is a film. It's 2 words. Just want to reiterate that, okay?
Yeah, I'm proud. Protest.
I want to just honor that Wendy felt called to bring that through. And I want to say this another way too, because there's how I've explained this before, and I do invite you to think about this, but feel into this, is that I can have wisdoms come at me and I can understand them. Like, I love that. That makes so much sense. I totally understand it. And I will have absolutely, I don't want to say no knowing of it, but I don't know of it yet. Because there is an element of we are meant to help each other. We are meant to be here to help each other. But it's authentic, right? And that's what she's speaking of, is this nuanced, multidimensional thing of like, if you're putting your power outside of you, if you're giving away your power, or go back to the natives, you cannot do that. And you can feel when you give away your power, it's so different than I'm standing and anchoring in my own shit and I'm fucking accountable for this shit show. You're welcome. Here it is. Because I can own it. This is my thing. Because the only way that I'm getting to that knowing space, that epiphany that you're like, so-and-so said this, this is where I go. I'm like, I probably have heard this 24 times, but I don't know. It was like this perfect moment and the sun was shining and the earth was there and the thing and the person said it. And I was like, and my whole being just lit up. That's my knowing space of like, I get it. Right? That magic. You're like, I get it. That's what she's speaking of. I get it. But until you're there, fucking be you. Just be it. But you got to figure it out. You got to do the thing that you think is the right thing to do next, not based on somebody else, because you'll actually get there so much quicker if you just let yourself be this mess. Is that helpful?
Mm-hmm. And the last thing I want to talk about is the horse itself. Fire horse, you're the horse. Yay! Stability.
Hallelujah.
Yeah.
Help. What do horses do? They help carry the burdens. So in some ways we have a lot of energetic help to move us forward. So there's like, we're moving, guys. You're moving. You are moving. It could be internally, emotionally, mentally, physically, or all of them, right? But we might all be experiencing that in different ways. But the horse, and there's 5 horses, 5, number of change. It's a pivot point.
Wendy loves this number.
She's being facetious. She says I have a hard time with change.
I did not say that you had a hard
Well, that's what you're
time.
implying.
No, I said that you love it.
She's on her own path. Deal with it. She's on her own path. She's owning it. Or not.
Me? Yeah, I'm owning it. This means your higher self, who you are. This is where dimensionality gets really weird, man. Your future self, like, presently in this powerful moment of now, you've gone back in time and space. Those moments in your life when you felt like there was an angel there, it's probably you helping yourself. So in the same way, these horses represent your higher self, and it could be angels or however you need to see it. But I want to get that authority piece out of the way to where it's you, your future self is helping you. And it's not to take away from the divinity that we are, because we're all light. And the beauty of that and the unknown of what that truly is, I don't know. But it's pretty remarkable. And this idea that our future, our higher selves, or our whatever, it's really helping you this year. It really is getting you in alignment with who you truly are and why you're here. And so that means expect the unexpected, expect miracles, expect the magic. Let go. You know how, like, if you've ever ridden a horse, and I haven't, but I do remember riding a horse in other lives, is the more you actually control that horse, you're holding on tighter and tighter, is the moment when it actually becomes a lot more painful.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with this year. You might want to get off, but you can't. So what do? You got to learn to let go. You got to learn to trust the flow. And you're going to be moving fast. This year, you're going to be moving fast. So enjoy it. Enjoy the ride, the breeze, and the freaking wildness of it. And trust wherever it takes you is exactly where you need to go. Because it is. The end.
It's exciting.
You know, very exciting.
So we want to consciously, intensely, powerfully, lovingly bring in the Council of Light and just allow them to work their magic. And they've been obviously doing what they do the entire time. But we're naming it right now. We're honoring what is it that they would like us to share with you in regards to the year of who's present, who's online, who's listening in the future, and just reminding us what it is that we need to know. And they are reminding me what we need to feel, kind of feel into to partly help us, but to partly shift us even more. And right away, what they want me to talk about is that everything in the energies of this year is about movement. So just like what Wendy's channeling through in the painting, everything is about this movement forward. And it's not as complicated as you think, just like she's giving you the idea around the horse of, like, surrendering. So I want to remind you in humanness, and this is a theme that I have been getting for this year, is like, you're going to need to feel. And I'm sorry, I'm not sorry. Everything is about movement. So what is one of the ways that holds us back? Any unresolved feelings. It gets stuck, creates dis-ease, it creates resistance, it creates resentment or unforgiveness or whatever. So it's this feeling space of, like, can you allow yourself to feel the feels? It's, I've said before that feelings need to be seen, heard, validated, and loved. Break bread with them. And I almost think that that's almost too much for this year, because it's going to be pretty quick. It's literally going to be like, have your moment, get enraged and let it out in healthy ways, please, for your sake and everyone around you. Journal it out or punch some pillows, whatever your thing is, or feel sad and just be sad. And it's going to kind of feel like to me, the energies of this kind of feel like I'm like 2 years old or 4 years old. And I'm like, everything is the worst. It's just never good. I'm watching myself and I'm like, really, Brenda, nothing's ever going to work out. I'm like, it's just not. It's so bad. And I'm like, okay, we're going to ride this wave. And then it's like, okay, who wants to watch a movie? Popcorn? Like, let's go. Next thing. So just surrendering into the feeling, but they're not fun. They're not always easy. And unfortunately, we do like the happy feelings. So I feel like those aren't the unresolved ones. Hopefully they are. Okay. They could be, but there's like grief and sadness and all those. And the more that we can just lean in, ride that wave, the easier it will be. I'm totally pushing that. You have something.
Mm-hmm.
They're telling me to stop because we're like, we're telling Wendy something now. We need.
Okay. They're telling me lots of things. It's definitely, if there was some advice besides feeling, is go to the heart space. This is the portal. This is that symbol with the whales. This is where you access all that you are. And that's partly, when I connect with the Council of Light, what I hear them say right away is really what they want you to know. It's crazy up here, guys, when you're actually having like 4 different conversations all at once. It's this multidimensionality. It's about you guys remembering who you are. It's about you remembering your gifts. It's like getting back online. It's like it's like remembering the languages that you spoke and the frequency that you have now. It's not past, present, or future. It's all happening now. And so in some ways, that's where some people, depending on how open they are and how they're able to not have resistance and let go of identities, it's really our attachment. That's why the Buddhist is about, it's attachment, it's attachment, it's attachment, it's about attachment. It's all about attachment. It's about identity attachment, belief attachment, it's attachment. And the faster you can actually let go, and that's a hard thing to do for the psyche, especially if you've experienced trauma, it's just part of it. You can learn languages instantly. You can learn piano for that you've learned in the life that you had in the 1700s. You could actually access that stuff. And we're getting to a space where that veil is super freaking thin. And so what this year is also about is like the only way to get in alignment with self and the power of now to actually access all that you are is to do all these things. And because we're so out of balance in this lifetime with this freaking mental intellectualization, which is not an over intellectualization, you know what it is? It's detachment, disassociation. It's actually a wound. And we think it's because we're so smart. It's no, it's actually a huge imbalance. So as we get back online, no judgment. I really do mean that. It's just how it is. And it for me personally, I've embodied that disassociation between the heart space and how important it is on my own journey of like, you have to go to the heart space. I have to remind myself, oh, wait, how do I feel? Oh, totally forgot again. How do I feel? Where's my heart? Oh, here it is. Wow, haven't peed in 4 hours. Or I've had to pee for 4 hours. What have I been doing? Oh my God, I finally am in my heart space and I haven't eaten today. Talk about dissociation, just practice. But anyways, in that power of now, doing that, doing the feelings, doing all that stuff, then you really have access to all of the things. And that's where it's like, that's where the fun is. And that's where the sacred sexuality is. And I don't mean sex, like, I mean this, I just air hunt. Yeah, because that's the immaturity of some of it. It's
sacred sex.
Yes, it's this embodiment of this excitement and joy that you can only achieve by being fully present in your body.
The passion to be alive, right?
And everyone's journey with that is different. You feel safe in your body. And as soon as you get here, that's where those somatic stuff and the trapped emotions and all the stuff that Brenda talks about. That's this idea of the Pleiades and the Arcturians and all these other sentient beings. And we're going to see them very soon. Some of us have already seen them. It's a frequency thing. This idea that they're above us, though, or this authority, we have to embody a knowing of unity consciousness, of knowing oneness. That's the key. And that's how we shift frequency to where we can see them and we can hear them and it's effortless. It's everything. It's, all the masters, know thyself. To thy own self be true. Like all the stuff. We have all the tools. This year is about really integrating everything that you know. No more compartmentalization. It's practice. It's a dance, though, It's kind of like how they're showing me. I know I'm talking a lot, but it's like moving beyond the medicine wheel. It's like the medicine wheel is actually a two-dimensional symbol. Right? It's flat. We're moving into a paradigm where it becomes this alive sphere. So if the medicine wheel was now a sphere, do you get what I'm saying? That's the shift that's happening now. That's the new earth. It's no longer, hey, but that's where our consciousness was. We had to we're going to the center of the circle, right? The 4 directions. We're going to travel around the directions, and because we're all separate, we have all these separate parts. And how do we integrate it all? And we go on the outside of the circle. we're ready. We're graduating from this linear concept to a multi-dimensional concept of I can have a conversation with you as I'm sitting here talking to the rest of the group, or I can have a conversation with these other sentient beings and Brenda. It's all happening now, but it's already happening. That for every one of us, you're conscious of it.
Yeah, it's always been going on.
It's exciting. This is stuff that I like.
So one of the energies that is prevalent this year too, if I can shift gears, unless you want to
Yes,
touch
shift
some of that,
gears. I would think it was
Is-
going on a tangent. I'm sorry.
is this element of justice. So kind of
You're shifting us.
there's an entourage in the council that is dedicated right now to helping us bring back to balance the imbalances, right? Which is this element of justice. And in our humanness, in this culture in particular, we often think of judgment as right or wrong, good or bad, right? Our justice is tied into like laws. And so we know that as good or bad. And there isn't, that needs to be moved to that knowing space. Intellectually, I'm sure we can understand that we're all doing the best that we can, and that we're figuring it out, and that people in pain create pain, and blah, 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 blah. And yet moving that to the knowing space with forgiveness, with love, right? So in some ways, though, they're like helping us rise above and understand what's really at play here. Why are people gaining or struggling to gain power and control over others, right? What does that mean about their not feeling safe, right? So then what can we do instead? And, Wendy kind of talked about that a little bit ago about, can you look at your killer and just have peace and grace in that moment of death? And of course we can. And it's a choice, right? But can we do that in some of the energies that are coming up this year? Because my dear friends everywhere, please haunt you. This is going to be coming up for the next 4 years. Didn't know I was going to say that, but this justice piece is going to, because things are healing, things are going to be exposed. There's not anything good or bad happening. We're recognizing something that doesn't work for us anymore. I know I've said those words before, but this energy is really helping us understand, and they want me to go, so what is it that you want us to explain about justice? Justice is about balance, as you know, but you don't understand balance. That's what they're telling me. We don't understand balance because we understand balance in a linear sense, or black and white, all or nothing, and it doesn't really work that way. So sometimes balance isn't that. Ooh, interesting. I love this. Sometimes balance is that this is being brought up in this timeline, but then this is being brought up in a different timeline. So this justice is playing itself out multidimensionally everywhere that you and your humanness may not understand, which that's kind of cool. So kind of understanding that, like, if you, let's say, got yelled at on your way to work or something, you could just own that and be like, this is part of the justice. I think the Buddhists also had an acceptance of this, of like, well, if this was happening to me, there must have been something I did in a different life that brought this on. So there is some energies around that, which is neat to me. And there's what is it that, so doing what you know how to do, bringing grace, bringing love. We will help you with this, because that's our, like, they're letting us know, like, this is our job. Like, we will be helping everyone on the planet bringing back this justice. It does have something to do with the planet that I don't really understand, but they're also bringing back a crystalline grid of more balance. But so then there will be this kind of justice element with the water, with the weather, with the stuff. And that makes a lot of sense to me. They do want to remind us that we have a lot of sway with the weather, so we actually can help bring the earth back to balance quicker, to where it doesn't have to be a tumultuous storm, tornado, earthquake, volcano eruption. So we can help with some of that justice. This is a normal part of the evolution of a planet, so please, no judgment. Like, they're very clear. There is no judgment. You're doing the best you can. You didn't know any better. If you can just do what you feel called to do for the earth, as far as like bringing love and forgiveness and acceptance of yourself, of others, honoring the earth, forgiving the earth, it's interesting. I do feel a forgiveness for the earth, partly because in our innocence, we thought that the earth was happening to us, not for us. So we didn't understand, and that's okay. Like, this is, again, how it all comes back to balance. Okay. It's like pressure until then they go, and then they're like, "Okay, we're good, we're happy, we'll be back." That's what they say. This is, I don't always talk to to these people on the council. So that's interesting that they came through today. But,
Yeah,
So,
they
thank
look
you.
weird. I mean, different.
yeah.
No judgment.
No judgment.
It's neat what they're helping us with, though. Wants to come through next. Brian wants to come through.
Oh, I love crying.
That's interesting.
Of magnetic service.
Yeah, so Cryon is the energy, the entities that Wendy and I, when we were teenagers,
When Lee Carroll just first started,
we met.
we found him.
Yeah. Very aware that we're a part of the work that he's doing in this planet. And so Cryon is a part of an entourage that helped shift the poles. So about 20 years ago, the poles shifted on the planet, and he's a part of that magnetic service. And I feel like, he's near and dear to us. He's partly our parent too. It's not even a he. Okay, we call him he because he's Lee Carroll. He's actually never been in human form.
There's
So
no
this,
gender.
this is what he does, and he's very clear that he's not a gender. But he comes through, which is such an honor, very cool, to remind us of our magnetic systems within, that we have a north and south pole, and that is what the frequency, why we say that you pull the things to you. It truly is a magnetic force that you bringing to you the goodness. And he is saying today that, please forgive me for my not totally understanding this, but he's showing me the physics of magnets, and that there is an element that he can bring to there's something that he can give us in the magnetic systems of our vessels that upgrades us, that activates the light in such a way that it makes it easier this next year, these next 4 years in particular. He also tells me, and I am fighting with him because I don't want to tell you, but he tells me that all those years ago when we first met him, that I made the agreement that I would help bring this to others when the time was right, and the time is right now. So it's simple. It's a yes. And he has an entourage of a ton of angels and guides that this is what they do. They go into the universes and they help the transition, the upgrades of universes. And we are a part of that now. So I already see all of you upgrading and making that choice. So please accept that even online. It doesn't matter where you are. It doesn't matter when you listen. Accept this gift. It is, do you want to speak of that, or?
What it is?
Yeah.
What I'm getting is we don't understand magnets. We don't know where it comes from. Just like gravity, we don't really fully understand it. And like science, we don't know what it is. And what they're showing me, or he's showing me, is that it's multidimensionality. It's somewhat like dark matter, but it's how reality is woven. So it feels like it's a force that moves through time and space separately than anything else. So it's something that, so if you can imagine something that's moving through time and space, it operates so different. It's like quantum. It's like quantum particles, how like it could be here and then it could be like 3 universes away, and it's still communicating because it's part of a network that we can't see or understand. Magnets are the same way. So what he's doing, it feels like he's actually aligning us with another part of the universe. That's what it feels like. Do you see that?
I do. It's like prepping us to become a gateway of the galaxy.
Yeah, because I can see it's almost like a wormhole. It's like, they say we're going to have like a whatever called, but I can see how whatever he's doing magnetically is that he's connecting us to another galaxy. That's so weird. I don't know if you guys can feel that, but feel like it's like instantaneously you can go on a.
I mean, he shows me it's because of who's here. It's because of who's listening now and who's listening later. There is some people later that won't be on later, or will find this video later. And it is because of who you are. It is this is your homeland. He's connecting you to your homeland, to your seed planet. So it makes it very easy because you remember that we are ascended, that we know. And those spaces and places will be somewhere that we can go someday. It will change everything.
It makes me, the contrast is so, it's so slow here. That's where I go, she's crying, and I'm like, intellectually, this is.
The GT photo.
Right? No, it's true though, because it is quicker than the speed of light. We don't even understand how, the speed of light is the closest thing, but I can feel in this moment that it's actually quicker, that there is something else actually beyond that. I don't know enough about physics to have the language, but, and that's the closest thing to magnets is it's quicker than the speed of light. In its rawest form, raw, here we go with raw again.
Crossing the threshold. Right? What does that mean? Crossing the threshold. It's the point of no return. It's like this month is almost like you're at the pearly gates. And you're having a life review. That's what's been happening in a real alive way. It's like you're having a life review. Like you died. But you're not dead. And so it's like imagining that you're crossing the threshold is like going through the pearly gates. You have to leave everyone behind, but then you also have a knowing that you're right there too. So it's like an expansion of your consciousness to where, yes, you're leaving one form or a life and entering in a new. And there is no going back. And there's grief there might be, but you're also in heaven or whatever, so you don't really care.
There is actually a beauty to this journey and a beauty to this part of ourselves that we are saying goodbye to. So there really is grief. It's a real thing right now. And the child is meant to grow up. You are meant to evolve and grow up. And you've done such an amazing job. You did it. You're the reason why we're here. You're the reason why we're evolving. And you're changing in such a way that you will never be this way again. We did it. Yeah.
Very much as if
A lot more happened today than we spoke of, even more than usual. I feel that very strongly. You're going to need more water and possibly with the salt, which is maybe why I brought that up. The cells of your vessel are upgrading in ways that are going to surprise science pretty soon here. They're not going to understand what's taking place collectively within some of us. That's part of the themes that do activate this year. Again, I didn't know I was going to say that, so that's exciting. Allow your being. You must give permission. It's free will here, right? You are on a frequency track. Say yes. Yes, heck yeah. For all of us, right? Truly, it's such an honor. It is such an honor to be here with all of you. To just show up and choose love more and more every day. And this is it. This is it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll see where this year goes.
Love you.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely need to hunker in for those monthly paintings. There's more. There's a lot more.
I do have a Awakening Through Art membership now where I share a lot of what's going on weekly with each painting. So if you guys like that or want to follow along, just go to the website.
Very helpful tool. Definitely very helpful for moving through all of this because it's I know we're talking about it. We're all like, and this shit's gonna get real and weird in a really cool way. But I'm sorry, when you go to Alice in Wonderland, like it's weird in there. You're just like, what? Yeah,
It's cool,
very cool. Like very cool.
but
And yes,
it gets weird how to navigate, when up is down and,
yeah,
your old compass no longer works there, right?
yeah, that's a thing.
So sending everyone so much love. Thank you so much for coming. We really could not do this without you. So we love that you're here. I love that you're here. So, all right, until next time.
It's so nice.
Ooh. Almost.